My entitled neighbor kept parking his monster truck on my property, so I helped him put it up for sale. Let me clarify, it's not actually a monster truck. It's just a lifted F-350 with those ridiculous oversized tires that scream, I'm compensating for something. But I'm calling it a monster truck because that's what my 5-year-old called it. And honestly, the name fits the owner's ego perfectly. I'm a single mom with 2 kids. My neighbors have 5 cars for 2 people. Their latest purchase being this lifted truck that doesn't fit in their already full driveway. They knocked on my door last week. Since you don't really use your driveway, we'll park our truck there. Not asking, telling. I do use my driveway, I said. They rolled their eyes like I was being difficult. The husband puffed out his chest, trying to look intimidating. Sure, buddy. Your truck already told me everything I need to know about your confidence levels. The next morning, my younger son woke up burning with fever. I bundled him up, grabbed my keys, and found their compensation mobile completely blocking my driveway. I pounded on their door. The husband answered in his bathrobe, annoyed. I didn't have time for pleasantries. Move your truck. My son is sick. He scratched his belly and yawned like I was asking him to solve world hunger. Can't you just wait? I'm not dressed. I shifted my fevered child in my arms, his little body radiating heat through his pajamas. My son has a 103-degree fever. I need to get him to the doctor now. He called me a bitch but shuffled toward his truck, taking his sweet time pulling on shoes while my son cried in my arms. Then he revved the engine unnecessarily loud because apparently that's how real men move vehicles 10 feet. Next time, I'm calling a tow truck. I warned. Whatever, Karen. That weekend, both kids got sick. Sunday at 5:30 p.m., my older son's fever hit 104. We spent 3 hours at urgent care, another hour for tests. Viral infection, needed an inhaler. By the time we found a 24-hour pharmacy and got home, it was past midnight. My sick child was begging for his bed. I was exhausted, coughing, just wanting to collapse. Their lifted monstrosity was in my driveway again. Not just blocking it, actually in it, tires on my lawn. Guess he needed to prove his truck was big enough to dominate my property too. I didn't knock, didn't warn them, called the tow company immediately. Illegal parking on private property. Yes, I'm the homeowner. 30 minutes later, watched from my window as they hauled it away. Sent photos to the HOA showing the tire marks on my lawn, then put my son to bed. 6 a.m., violent pounding on my door. I grabbed my phone, hit record, and opened it. The neighbor and his adult son stood there, both red-faced. Where's my truck? I kept my voice calm, knowing I was recording everything. The tow company has it. His son stepped forward, trying to look menacing. You had no right. I held up my phone, making sure they saw I was recording. You parked illegally on my property after I explicitly told you not to. The father jabbed his finger toward me, spittle flying. That truck cost me $60,000. I couldn't help myself. $60,000? For that? Man, the dealership saw you coming. His face somehow got even redder. I'm calling the cops. You stole my property. I pulled out the tow company's business card from my pocket, having anticipated this moment. Your property was towed from my property. Here's the tow company's number. They open at 8. I shut the door. They pounded for another 5 minutes, ringing the doorbell nonstop. My kids came out scared. Go back to bed, babies. The mean man is just upset about his toy. 30 minutes later, doorbell again. This time, a police officer. Ma'am, your neighbor claims you stole his vehicle. I showed him the video of them pounding on my door, the photos of the truck in my driveway, timestamps showing I'd been at urgent care until midnight. My son has a 104 fever. I came home from the ER and couldn't get into my own driveway. The officer reviewed everything. He parked on your property without permission after I explicitly told him no. This is the second time. The officer walked back to the neighbor, who was waiting by his other car, smirking. I watched his face change from smug to shocked to furious. The officer pointed at my driveway several times. The neighbor started yelling. The officer's hand moved to his belt, not his gun, just resting there, but the message was clear. The officer returned. He'll need to pay the tow fees to get his truck back. If he parks on your property again, call us immediately. I'm filing a report about the harassment. The truck disappeared for 2 weeks. Then last night, I heard an engine revving at 2 a.m. Looked outside. He was doing burnouts in front of my house, laying rubber on the street. I filmed it all. Called the police again. Same officer showed up. He's escalating. The officer said, file for a restraining order. This is harassment. This morning, found a note on my car. You cost me $500 in tow fees. Watch your back. His wife knocked yesterday, trying to smooth things over. Boys will be boys, she said with a nervous laugh. I stared at her. Your husband is 45 years old. She shifted awkwardly. Can't we just forget this happened? No. Your husband called me a bitch in front of my sick child, blocked my driveway during medical emergencies, and threatened me in writing. We're done here. She left crying. An hour later, got a text. You're ruining our lives over a parking spot. The restraining order hearing is Monday. Their lifted truck is now for sale on Craigslist. I guess those tow fees plus lawyer fees hurt more than his pride. Good. Maybe next time he'll think twice before his ego writes checks his driveway can't cash.